My name's Scott Lavitt, and this is my story. Well, actually, it's the first half of my story, because the second half hasn't been written yet, and that's where you come in. I want to share with you some of the great stuff I've learned about creativity that's helped me through life and just made life so much more joyous. And I think you're going to love it a lot too. Every one of us is creative in our own way, whether it's cooking or music or drawing or writing or playing with your grandchildren. I was blessed that my family nurtured my creativity. In fact, they actually encouraged it. I used to spend endless hours in my room painting and drawing. When I was about 8 or 9, I just begged my parents for drum lessons. That has been a hobby that I have just enjoyed my whole life. There were 4 really critical points in my life where creativity just really changed everything. Critical point number 1, I hated college in my 20s. And looking back, I could see that there just wasn't enough creativity to pull me through the hard stuff. You know, I was doing the history and the science, and it was around the time when my grandfather was dying. And I remember specifically, it was one late spring afternoon, a Saturday afternoon, and I was sitting with my dad out in front of the hospice where my grandfather was dying. And my dad asked me, so, you know, how's it going? And I'm like, you know, not good. I'm pretty lost. And he said to me, well, why don't you try studying art? And I did, and within a matter of weeks from starting school, I was like a whole new person. I had found direction. I was joyous. I was happy. And I started to imagine what life could be like as a professional artist. And I liked what I was seeing. And that's been pretty much the model my whole life through. If I can have enough creativity, enough good stuff, I can get through the hard things. Not to mention using creativity to actually problem solve through the hard stuff and see various ways, different ways to get through the difficulties. Critical point number 2. At 25, I opened my own ad agency, and it worked. Opening my own agency, and again, it was the creativity that I could imagine what it would be like to have really great clients and to do really creative work. And I even had the name for my agency, Creative Intelligent Advertising, because that was the kind of work that I wanted to do, creative and intelligent. And it went really well for about 10 years, and then we had a child, and I went back to grad school and studied English. And school went really well this time, and so did my business. The only problem was being a husband. Critical point number 3, get through divorce and single parent. Get through. It was tough getting back on track emotionally, but again, I turned to my creativity. I wrote a novel and I journaled daily. And this creativity allowed me to explore my feelings and to heal emotionally. Critical point number 4, help others. In 2018, my life was turned upside down when my dad was diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease. And now, this is weird, because my longtime relationship and fiance and I, we broke up. It was like it was just time, and we both knew it. And the light at the end of that tunnel shone brightly on my parents' house, where I'm helping my mom take care of my dad. And I'm also a member of an Alzheimer's care group here, and I have so much admiration for all of the caregivers who stay with their spouses who have Alzheimer's or dementia, because it's really difficult for everybody. Most of the caregivers themselves suffer a lot of depression and anxiety. In fact, 70% of caregivers die before their loved ones who have Alzheimer's or dementia. And I found that I've been able to reach out to the other caregivers in the group and help them feel better and live more joyously just by sharing with them what I know about the healing power of creativity. So I'm here, both feet in, as passionate as can be, to share with you all that I know about creativity, and I hope you'll join me on this creative journey to living each day more joyously.